They called me the star-touched child. Born under the Astra's embrace, a celestial alignment that graces our world once every few centuries, I was, according to the elven astrologers, destined for greatness. My family, wealthy and influential, spared no expense in preparing me for this grand destiny. Tutors, mentors, the finest magical training, I had it all. But the weight of their expectations, the prophecy itself, felt like shackles, not wings. Magic came easily to me, yes, but I found the rigid structure of traditional schooling stifling. While other elven youths trained diligently, I rebelled. I sought my purpose not in dusty tomes or ancient prophecies, but in the world beyond the academy walls. I tried my hand at swordsmanship, the arts, even a brief, ill-fated stint as a merchant. Each new path, initially exciting, eventually led to the same hollow ache, the same gnawing emptiness. I was adrift, a ship without a rudder, sailing under a sky full of stars that seemed to mock my aimlessness. My family, bless their hearts, never gave up on me, though I saw the disappointment in their eyes. They sent me to the Academy of Eldoria, hoping a change of scenery might spark something within me. There, surrounded by ancient knowledge and ambitious students, I drifted further into comfortable mediocrity. I studied history, philosophy, and dabbled in various schools of magic, but nothing truly captured my heart. I was a ghost in the hallowed halls, fulfilling obligations but devoid of passion. It was during this period of aimless wandering that I first encountered Professor Illumin. A wise old elf with eyes that seemed to hold the wisdom of ages, he taught a course on the history of magic, a subject I initially found as dry as dust. Yet, there was a certain calm and peaceful aura about him, a quiet intensity that drew me in. He spoke of ancient powers and forgotten lore with a gentle passion that resonated even with my jaded spirit. He was different from the other professors. He was kind. He never pushed, never prodded, but his words often lingered in my mind long after the lectures ended. He saw something in me, even when he was at his lowest. I never asked for his help, but he would always seem to know when I was struggling and would offer small bits of advice. One day, while fulfilling a research assignment for another class, I found myself lost in the labyrinthine depths of the Academy's library. I was tasked with studying famous elven heroes, and while aimlessly wandering the shelves, I stumbled upon a forgotten corner, where a dusty, leather-bound scroll lay hidden beneath a pile of neglected tomes. It was a chronicle of the life of Ilara, the Star Savior. No one had told me about her. No one had pointed me to this scroll. It was pure chance or perhaps destiny. Ilara, born centuries ago under the same Astra's embrace as I, was a legendary figure said to have wielded powerful celestial magic to defeat a great evil, saving our world from a darkness I could scarcely comprehend. But it wasn't her power that captivated me. It was her heart. The scroll spoke not just of battles won, but of villages healed, of the downtrodden uplifted, of hope rekindled in the eyes of the despairing. Ilara used her magic to mend not just broken bodies, but broken spirits. She was a beacon of compassion in a world consumed by shadows. As I read, a profound shame washed over me. My life, my wasted years, my self-absorbed pursuits, they all seemed so small, so insignificant compared to the selfless life Ilara had led. Ilara's story shattered the apathy that had encased me for so long. For the first time, the prophecy surrounding my birth didn't feel like a burden. It felt like a calling. I realized that destiny wasn't about fulfilling some grand, predetermined plan. It was about choosing to make a difference, to use your gifts, whatever they may be, to help others. It was about living a life of empathy and compassion, just as Ilara had. This is what it meant to be born under the Astra's embrace. Inspired, I threw myself into my studies with a fervor I had never known before. I devoured texts on celestial magic, seeking to understand the power that flowed within me, the power Ilara had wielded with such grace and skill. I sought out Professor Illumin, drawn to his quiet wisdom. I never spoke to him of Ilara, fearing he might see my newfound zeal as a childish fantasy. But I asked him about celestial magic, about ancient prophecies, about the power of empathy to change the world. He listened patiently, his eyes twinkling with understanding, and guided me towards new avenues of research, new ways of thinking. He never questioned my sudden change of heart, but seemed to welcome it. I spent hours in the practice rooms, pushing my abilities. I focused on spells of divination, seeking knowledge and understanding. I practiced abjuration, determined to protect the weak. And I honed my evocation skills, knowing that sometimes force was necessary to defend the innocent. I knew from my studies that these were the schools of magic that Alara had used to such great effect. Professor Illumin's guidance proved invaluable during this time. He helped me refine my technique, challenged me to think critically about the applications of magic, and always encouraged me to temper power with compassion. Now I have graduated from the academy. The path ahead is uncertain, but for the first time in my life, I feel a sense of purpose. I carry with me a copy of the scroll detailing Alara's life, a constant reminder of the hero I aspire to be, the life I want to live. I may not know what my destiny holds, but I know this. I will face it with courage, with compassion, and with a heart full of hope. The Star Saviour's light guides me still, not as a prophecy to be fulfilled, but as an example to follow. My journey has just begun, and though I may stumble, though I may doubt, I will strive to live up to the legacy of Alara, to heal the world, one act of kindness at a time, to be a different kind of hero. I will make my own destiny, and maybe that is what it means to be born under the Astra's embrace. I also carry with me a small, smooth stone that Professor Illumin gave me on my last day at the academy. He simply smiled and said, "May this help guide your path." I don't know what it means, but I cherish it nonetheless.